connect, serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell, www.houseofreconciliation.org.
And to Pastor Joe and Pastor Deborah and to all of you that have said something, I am grateful, I am thankful, and truthfully, I have forgotten about it. I have forgotten about the anniversary, and not that it was something I was overlooking, but I'm constantly seeking God for what we should be doing. And I am proud to be the pastor of the former Rosa Sharon Holiness Pentecostal. What's Rosa Sharon Pentecostal Holiness, the church of the Apostolic Faith that is now the House of Reconciliation. We could not have accomplished anything we have done without you. And for those that was with us through a time, and those that are part of our virtual campus that support the ministry financially, we could not have done this without you. In everything that I do, I am first a servant of God. I'm a worshiper, and I thank God for you. I thank God for the health. This time last year, I had some health challenges, had COVID, and I pretty much thank God for pulling through. And how that he's given me the sustainability. It was coming up toward Easter, and I was going to do a skit on resurrection, and I was in the hospital. So I am grateful. I am humbled. I thank you for accepting me back in the early 2000s when I came back, and the late founder, Dr. Campbell, sent me here to be a helper to her, and now to be the pastor. So I've never taken that lightly. We have some things that we're going to do, and we can't do them without you. I say this based on our social media and the numbers that we have in Greenwood. There are a tremendous amount of people watching. I don't look at growth in numbers as I do in spirituality, but I think we can produce more numbers. So I encourage you as we move up to Resurrection Sunday. We will have a Resurrection Sunday here. I will do Resurrection Sunday in both locations when normally we do one, because this is what has birthed so many other churches throughout. And so we need to take pride. We need to appreciate it. A beautiful facility. We're growing spiritually. Thank you for all of your 2023 financial support and for the support and 2024 for the ministry, the sacrifices that have been made, and you see the results. My whole point is to give you a word that will push you forward, to help you close the door of your past, embrace your present, and build your future. So I thank all of you sincerely from my heart. I saw them preparing. I was told, I apologize. I had said that I was going to start wearing a jacket. I purchased 7 new jackets. So I'm going to try to look a little bit more sophisticated. Hopefully that'll make me smarter as I was talking to some people coming down. But I am extremely grateful for you. And thank you, Cousin Deb. Love you. I wish that you could come up on this Friday because we're going to bowl. And so I got one of my good bowling buddies here. I need to get a left-handed bowling glove because my tendons are not what they used to be. So for those that want to go bowling, we're going to do it Friday. You can hit us up at hor.ministries. Gmail, please pay your funds by tomorrow is $35. We're going to bowl Friday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. On Friday evening at, what's the bowling place called? It's called what now? Bowlerilla on Pleasantburg. 730 Pleasantburg Drive. And so please come out and socialize with us. We're going to bowl with the kids. We're going to go and see D. Coyne today, so we're not going to hold you long. But I did want to say thank you. I appreciate everything. It was a surprise. I did not anticipate it. I saw the 20-year balloons, and I was like, 20 years. And my mind is trying to click about what we should be doing. But I thank you for recognizing and celebrating me, and I will always be your servant. We can get someone to help the person that's coming in. If you would, with me, Want to recap the alignment part 2. What we're going to do is look at Galatians 5:1. And what I want you to look at is these 3 words: stand fast and liberty. This is a time that the believer should be reinventing his or herself for what's going to come. If you have projected already in the 3rd month of the year that 2024 is going to be difficult, it will be. If you're worried about the presidential election and who's going to get in office, it will be. Whoever serves the country and whatever has happened, we need to focus on what we can control. And God gave a specific thing to the Galatian church, and we know that if you go to verse 2, people were worried about people's personal life. It was about those that were circumcised and those that were not. And Paul was writing to the Galatians to let them know, if God has set you free, why aren't you standing on your freedom? Because it takes a while to get the oppressor out of your mind. The noise and the things that people have filled you with and the things that you filled yourself. I said to one person, we were talking earlier, and they were saying, I said, well, how's it going? And they were saying it was tough. It's tough because we haven't made a decision. There is no easy road to success. And sometimes companies and people are pushing you out because literally you should be doing something different. And now it's a time to start working on that. The problem with the believer is because of the noise that you've heard, you don't believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And you believe in yourself by qualifying yourself with today's acronyms of getting certified and getting skilled and getting the proper credentials. You don't validate yourself by your opinion. You validate yourself by what you plant and what you're able to produce. You don't validate yourself by someone else's opinion. If I were to listen to people and I have a witness, this ministry would not look the way it looked. If I were to listen to people, they said, keep it the same. Don't change nothing the founder did. If you don't change, you're already dead. The problem is I'm not open to embracing something beyond my control. There are certain levels that God is going to take you through that you're going to be blindfolded. This, to the believer, is your faith building moment. This is a group exercise to where they have this thing where you fall back and your team is supposed to catch you. God is saying, walk with me in the dark to the light. It's a challenge because you see other people that you think are in the light, but yet they're still in the darkness. See, here's the problem most people are suffering with. When I talk about the alignment, you're not in line with your body. Are you doing what's healthy for your future? Are you giving your present your full effort? Are you just surviving off of the words and the storms of other people? Other people have more influence on you than God has on you. And yet the last breath we take is the breath that God controls. If I don't get anything over to you today, I want you to get this. Pray to ask God to help you see yourself differently. Where you work, Where you live is not who you are. Those are things that were produced. So guess what? They're done. What are the new seeds that God has put in you? Our bodies are his temple. Romans 12:1, I beseech you, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you bring your body, you present it. So I need to keep my body healthy as much as possible. I found out, I can give you this quick story. I found out one of my weaknesses is sweets. And I would buy sweets and put them in the refrigerator, and then I'd fight myself not to eat them. But psychologically, it would make me feel better because it was in the refrigerator. And so then I would say, okay, it's getting old, so I nibble off of it, and now it's dry. Until now, I've gotten to the point I won't buy it. Because the last bit of it that I ate was so dry, I said, because sometimes you have to wean yourself off of stuff. This is the time to ask God to help you get the trash out of your yard. How people have had influence on you. And most of the people that are in your business don't want you in their business. They want to control you. But if it's something for them, this is why I call this the alignment. And so there was a word we used this morning called leaving the bubble world. And we had the kids that were blowing bubbles. And sometimes people blow bubbles to you and you say, don't burst my bubble. But I want to know what bubble has never been burst. Because I don't want to deal with reality. If we are going to be successful, we're going to have to deal with broken pieces. We're going to have to build it. No one's going to give it to us. We're going to have to get technical in order to lay out the plumb lines and where am I going and have a Gantt chart about my life. And did I start school? You can't be in the room and be the least educated person in the room nowadays. You just can't walk in anymore with your opinion and what I think. What are you going to build? This is a time, I had a conversation on the way down the highway, is get out of other people's business and focus on you, your body, your mind, and your spirit. Where I do not want to be in the same position this time next year. If I don't change my economics, nothing will change. So I'm going to ask you a question. What are you going to invest in yourself this month? Are we going to dress up like canaries and look good on Easter Sunday? What good is looking good on the outside and empty and unfinished and unsettled on the inside? Most people don't have a problem with the physicality or the perception or the pulchritude of a person, male or female. It's a problem with that spirit. This is a time that we should seek God to balance our body, mind, and spirit. I think this is a Lent time and people make sacrifices. Why should it be a sacrifice? If you can give it up for 30 days or 40 days, why can't you give it up for 360? And boy, it got real quiet on that one. Somebody say the benediction got to be closed. Why make the sacrifice for 40 and you did so well with it or without it till you go back to something that isn't really doing you any good? So I walked by the deli, I walked by the sweet section in the store, and I said, I'm getting power over that cheesecake. And it was a kind I had never tried, and I finally tried it, and I had it, and you get 2 slices, and I look at the date and make sure, and I would let it sit in the refrigerator, and every time I wanted something sweet, I said no. And then when I wanted it, it's dried out. So I have hopefully now, probably the spirit probably going to come back this evening. Somebody said, that spirit coming back. Because it'll let you rest for a couple weeks, and then it'll come back and invite you again. And this time it'll be on sale. And so it'll re-trap you. So I said, if you're sacrificing for Lent, and it's for the betterment side or the better of you, why can't you sacrifice it the rest of the year? Much of our frustration would go down if we started believing in ourselves. Say this with me. I am capable of being more than I am. Somebody write that down. I am capable. Because we need to go see Sister D. Love Sister D. So I'm going to have to close this. But what did I just say? See, that's why I know I got to get off and up here. I cannot stay up here. I'll be up here talking about who y'all. What did I say? Today. Okay, let's say that again. I am capable. Y'all need to write this down. And I'm going to show you why. Write this down. I am capable of being more than what I am today. You know what you're saying? It's okay to put pressure on me, God. Because your career is not over. If Caleb, I miss Mother Spencer. She was my Caleb in the ministry. She received more in her old age than she had ever received in her life. If you don't believe more is coming, the problem is you want to see it before you believe it. I'm encouraging you today, believe it before you see it. Let people call you stupid. It ain't never going to happen. They don't have what you have. They can't see your vision. But yet, they will put words in your head. You ain't going to ever be able to get a better job. Here's the problem. Most people are very well skilled and capable of being skilled, but they have no confidence in themselves. Let me give you a little insight. I got about a minute. Listen to this. Stay away from the Jonah complex. You know what that means? Jonah was given an assignment by God to go to Nineveh and to tell Nineveh to prepare themselves. And Jonah refused because Jonah was afraid of success. There are literally some people that are afraid of being successful because with success becomes responsibility and exposure. Some people only can serve God through struggle. They haven't aligned their faith. They're walking by sight. Well, I got a job. Job giving you hell. But you say God sent you there. If he sent you there, he sent you there to learn something. See, the problem is you living in a bubble thinking that everything's going to be peaceful. You're there to collect your check. The problem is you made it your world. You're there to give them 8 to 10 to 12 hours. You made it. Everything about you is wrapped around your job. And so sometimes God has to unwrap you from the thing that you're wrapped to. You're bigger than that. Some people spend 30, 40 years with a company. And all they give you is a pen. And then whatever money they're going to give you, somebody's going to tax it. What are you building for you? The problem is you're not discovering you. Your dreams can be sent down and poured down to your grandchildren. But you focus on him and her, him being handsome and her being cute, and the boy's going to like her. So you setting them up for failure. Look at her hair. The boy's going to like her. Now she's somewhere with 9 babies. Now he's somewhere can't even afford a family because he got all these babies out in the street. Because you're awakening an appetite that isn't sustainable. So the question becomes, what did I just give you all? Because I'm getting ready to close. Do y'all even know? Okay, come on. I am capable of being more than I am today. Now, I want you to write this. Who I was is not who I am. Lord, look at who. Lord, look who. Come on up here with me right now. Come on up here on the phone. Yeah, for real. Lord, they done brought Sanctified Joe. They done brought Preacher Joe. Come on up here and give me a hug. Lord Jesus, now this really feels like a 20th anniversary. Come on, Joe done let me to have that sanctified message. I thought he was going to preach for me. Lord, these are my people right here, Jesus. She said this is my crazy cousin, so this is my other crazy cousin because she claims she like me. So this is man, how you doing?
Good, you?
They live in large, y'all. They live in large. Listen, these are the ones that stole my information and went down to Savannah, and now they rich. So hopefully they brought me something so I can retire, because they live in large. How y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Yeah, these are the former pastors, or what was the church name?
We still have it. It's New Hope Outreach.
Okay, so y'all still have it. So you said y'all were letting it go, so y'all kept it? The Lord ain't told you what to do yet. We praying on it. We praying on it. We thinking about it, you know. We hadn't dissolved it. See, these are my friends right here. I am so happy to see them. Yeah, he saw her on the video. So thank y'all for coming. Yeah, go sit up there with the big time people. I'm finna close out. Y'all going, so glad to see y'all. He came down here. Lord, I feel like it really is really nice. Because this, I love them. I believe they owe me money, but I believe I love them. But what I want you to get as I close, and I'm so happy to see you guys. I mean, I just love people. And I love people. I mean, you just do. But I want you to get this. If you get nothing else, who I was is not who I am. You are a caterpillar. You are a pilgrim. And your past no longer can push you forward. The only thing it can do is bring up your pain. Who I was, what I was, my good, my bad, and my indifferent. I can't go back and erase any of it. It's not who I am today. Who I am today is not who I'm going to become. As a believer in Christ, we can no longer talk about what doesn't fuel us in today. If there is no fuel for the day, there is no future for tomorrow. So all the traditions that people have poured on you and all the things they said you could not do, who I am, who I was, is not who I am. Give yourself a chance to become what God has called you to be. People and church people like labeling people. All they see is your failure. They didn't see you when you got up. And none of them helped you up. People's opinion don't prosper you. To my good friend, people's opinion don't prosper you. You have to prostrate out before God and be sure God called you to it. Now walk in your destiny. Don't let people play in your head. And you know why they play in your head? Because they have no future for themselves. If God has called you to a greater environment than you grew up in, don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid to walk with a blindfold on. As long as you're talking to God, you'll never fall off the cliff. God bless you. I'll see you soon. I am so happy. Ooh, ooh.